Okay. Look who had the nerve to press the live button. I do not really know what I'm doing, but I am giving this a practice. And I think I'm being slick. I figure right now, the holy rollers need to be at church. All them judgmental people that come on, that come for me, y'all need to be in the church house right now. So it is, what time? It's 10:30 on the dot here in Kansas City. So I was watching Kay's live. And I've watched Tanya's earlier this week. So I've watched a couple of lives and I thought, why not give it a shot too? Well, actually, I didn't catch Tanya's live. I had to catch hers later. I missed it. But I thought, I'm going on here. I'm going to give it a shot. I noticed, though, that they got trolled. And I said, oh, okay, that's exactly what I don't need. Because the way this mouth of mine goes, if you are not subscribed, you will not be able to comment. And I did that on purpose. But this is also just giving me a chance to get a trial run of it and all of that jazz. As much as I would like the comments, I don't want them to be trollish comments. I'm already I'm literally sitting here nervous right now. And I don't know why. I've done videos before, but live is just, it's a different vibe right now for me. But anywho, this is so awkward. Let me take another sip of lemonade. I should have something better than lemonade in my, I should have. But it's 10:30. Okay, and besides, I plan on going to brunch later on today, so I don't need to put anything in my glass just yet. So I see several people are on here as well. And again, I'm going to mention that if you have not already subscribed, you will not be able to comment on here just because I'm already nervous and I can't take the heat. But anyway, I thought, when I was watching another live, I said, oh, they were wondering, what should we talk about? What should we talk about? And I forget my glasses. If I touch them a lot, it's because I'm not used to wearing Blu-ray glasses. But anyway, I was like, but they should just talk about themselves, give us an opportunity to get to know them. So I thought, well, why don't I do that? I need to take my own advice. And so that's what we're doing here. I think most of you know, if you watch my vlogs a little bit, then I'm an elementary school teacher. I don't know if I ever specify elementary, but I'm sure if you've seen one, you've kind of gotten the gist of that. Been teaching most of my life, but not all my life. So sometimes some of the stuff that people come at me with, they expect me to have, just an educated, polished teacher response. I ain't got that all the time. So that's a little bit different for me. I wonder though, I know I limited your ability to comment, but hit the like button since you guys are in here. And let's see if we like what we're talking about. But anyway, part of what I wanted to talk about too is just my whole reasoning for not being here for a while. Thank you so much. I see that you hit the like. I've been down, up and down for the last couple of weeks. So 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I had a vlog up and I noticed that the numbers were increasing and growing. And you know what? All I could think about was my grandmother, because the video that actually did very well for me was the one where I was saying people shouldn't be judgmental. And I kept thinking that, I say my grandmother, I know it's a biblical phrase, but I kept thinking about how she said, your enemies will be made into your footstool and stuff. And I thought how ironic it is that the very video where I'm talking about people being so nasty and negative is the video that garnered so much attention. So I love that and I appreciate that. And it just makes me feel like, yeah, grandma knew what she was talking about. She knew a lot of things. My grandmother, let me say this. My family's from Mississippi, grandmother very Southern. You can imagine the kind of Southern advice you get from a grandmother. We called her Medea, and she always had just little jewels and gems of wisdom to drop on us. So it's ironic. I like documentaries. As I'm getting to let you know about me, I'm very much a nerd. I like all the nerdy things. Except computers. I am not tech savvy at all, but I love reading books and watching movies and watching documentaries and all of that. I like regular movies too. But anyway, back to the documentary. So I was watching this documentary and it happened to be one where the parents had kidnapped their child and possibly even deleted that child, right? So they have these investigators, and it actually happened here in the Kansas City area. Oh, I'm also from Kansas City. Go Chiefs. But it happened in the Kansas City area. And in the documentary, there was a guy from New York, New Jersey, one of the news. I don't think it was New Hampshire. But anyway, when he came here, he made sure that he adapted himself a good old boy kind of accent and all of that. And he dolled up the accent. You know, it was heavy, heavy on the country. Like I ain't heard nobody from Kansas City that doggone country. But he was making himself sound even more country because he stated that so often people think that people from the South are not that intelligent. When you have a Southern accent, you're not that bright. And I thought that's the craziest thing I've ever heard, because the most sage advice I've ever gotten in my life came from some good old Southern folk. So that was kind of odd to me and very insulting, I thought. But as it turns out, I guess he knew what he was doing, because the parents loosened up and tripped themselves up, started talking with this good old boy, and started confessing things that they hadn't confessed to the FBI agent from whoever in New York. I think it was his partner even, but his partner came in. It was kind of like a spin on good cop, bad cop. Partner came in. He was a city slicker, whereas he came in and he was that far good old boy, and they ended up catching him. But anyway, all that to say, Lordy, that's another thing you might as well know about me. I will chase a squirrel. But all of that just to say that I don't think that's true of people with a Southern accent at all. I think, like I said, they have some of the most sage advice. So what else is there to know about me? Teacher, I said that. I enjoy my wine. And I think even as part of that, as I go into the new year, I've been thinking of what are some things I want to do to kind of, elevate myself in different ways. And one of them, I want to learn more about wine. Since I enjoy it, I want to be able to speak intelligently about it and know what wines go with what foods. Because for me, I'm just a sweet girl. I'm not the biggest on dry. And I used to think, wine is just so feminine and it's just so, and then went to a tasting in Napa Valley. When I tell you they got some wine stronger than any cognac I've ever sipped, I'm not even kidding. So I just, that's one of the things I want to do. I wish I could do more reading, but I think as I've gotten older, as soon as I start reading a book, my head just starts bobbing. Just, I can't even hang. But the nerd in me used to love reading books. I would have a Post-it and write on the book, stick my Post-it there, and come up with new words that I had never heard of from the book. So yeah, I'm that nerd. Love learning and all of that jazz. Favorite movies? I don't know. A ton of favorite movies. But anyway, I'm getting all off topic. But if I was just to name a quick one, I would say I like Cinderella movies. And I consider Scarface to be a Cinderella movie, because a Cinderella movie to me is just one where someone started off, at a certain area and then they elevated in whatever way that was. Now, in that case, it was a gangster way. But my favorite Disney movie also, it's Cinderella and Lion King. Look, I like them both very much. So I'm very much a Cinderella kind of person. There's a movie. Oh, what was that movie? It was the boxing movie. Oh, I can't think of it. And I enjoyed it too. Southpaw. That was the name of that movie. So yeah, I like that. Romantically, of course, I'm going with Love Jones. That is just, I love that movie. Anytime it's on, I'm watching a part of it. Shawshank Redemption is another one. So yeah, I feel like watching the movie now, but I won't. I have been, let me see, can you see? I've been meal prepping. I feel like I've had a very accomplished morning. I've meal prepped. I have washed, set, pin curled my hair because I got to go to, well, I don't have to go, but I can't wait to go to a brunch later on today. They used to have an army campaign. We do more before 6 a.m. I mean, it ain't 6 a.m. It's, going on 11. But I feel like I've done a lot for today. Clean the house. That's another thing I've done. We are sitting in my living room area. Of course, you can tell you're looking back at my kitchen. But I'm also a mother of one and a grandmother of one. My granddaughter is 6. I won't tell my daughter's age because my granddaughter's too proud to tell her age. So that's what I've been doing. But back to the last couple of weeks of why I haven't uploaded, I felt kind of bad because, here I've made all these new friends. A lot of people have subscribed, and then it just seems like I fell off. But I think I was getting sick one way. And because my system was already down, I was more susceptible to getting sick another way. When I tell you, them kids, I love America's children. I do. I got to preface it with that. I do. But they nasty. Oh, they nasty. They'll sneeze and cough, and you tell them to cover, and it's And that's covering nothing. One of them sneezed on the paper and it was like, hot, and he just wiped it. Baby, what you got on that paper that you wiped it? And then just so proudly wanted to hand it in. Ooh, how I wanted to throw that paper away, but I collected it true to form. I took the paper, washed my hands immediately afterwards. And the last week or so, I've been wearing a mask. And I promise that's the only thing that's made me feel better. I think I'm gonna have to go back to just wearing a mask all week, period, or all the time when I'm teaching, period. But anyway, that's what's been going on with me and why I haven't uploaded for anyone who cares for the last couple of weeks. So there we are with that. I love how this is turning out so far. And I'm going to tell you what I love about it. I love that I don't have the trolling chats, because one of the terrible things I saw, it was a mother-daughter duo, okay? And I've forgotten her daughter's name. Please forgive me. I forgot. Oh, I see the hearts though. Thank you. But they were in there doing their live, and someone was like, "Oh, look at the gay couple. Look at the." I was like, "That's really sick and twisted." So she clarified, and she was like, "This isn't my lover. This is my daughter. Gay, gay, gay." You know, like the troll comments just kept on going, and it threw her completely off. And those of us who were there to enjoy it really couldn't even enjoy it because she had to keep addressing the trolls. And I thought, that's so sad. That is so sad that they don't have anything better to do with their life. But then I saw, with my non-tech savvy self, I'm feeling so proud. I saw where you can actually only have people who have subscribed. So I am going to guess, for all the people who are in here, first of all, thank you so much for coming in, stopping by. I hope you're enjoying what you see, that you're not subscribed. Otherwise, if you are subscribed, jump on in. Tell me something so I know I'm not just talking to the camera. It feels kind of awkward, she says as she sips more lemonade. And again, wonders, should she have put something stronger in here? She probably should have. Anywho, the other thing I kind of wanted to talk about is there's been this trend I see of teachers complaining about teaching. And a couple of them kind of made me nervous, because I would not want to be the parent of a teacher who's complaining about the kids. Like, I even saw one, I couldn't believe it, that said, the more I teach, the more I realize I don't even like kids. And that hurt my heart. There are complaints that I definitely have about teaching, but it's never about the kids. It's always about the stuff that's been imposed on us now as teacher that makes it harder for us to teach. And it's the non-teachers in the profession of education who are putting that on us. Like, there's so much push. We get, right now we have a lot of paperwork, administrative forms, and charts and data and da-da-da. Like, that's pushed down on us. Whereas it used to be a team of people, be it the title people, the vice principal, and the principal, who would all look at the data and tell us, hey, teachers, we need you to direct your attention this way when you're teaching. But now it's on us to do the data, the forms. And, oh yeah, by the way, you also need to do the teaching. So you'll hear me complain about that. You'll hear me complain even about how we have to do so much counseling. Like, we have a lot of kids, for whatever reason. I don't even pretend to know what's happening, but I can see it happening, having been in education for so long. But we have a lot of kids who are in such need of such attention, and my hearts go out to them. Like, you can tell they're coming from trauma and things like that. Hey, a place for her. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. But we can tell that they're coming from a place of trauma, and we want to service them the best way we can. Oh, but by the way, did I mention that data and how we have to teach? And like, so much is focused on the data that we don't get to focus on the kids the way we used to. We don't even have social studies. We don't learn social skills. And I know that a lot of kids are lacking. So when you hear me complain about teaching, I'm complaining about being a teacher, like the things that are imposed on teachers. But as far as teaching and being in there with the kids and grinding it out and making sure they're learning things and feeling good about themselves and addressing their needs, no, I love that part. I don't like that trend. As an educator, I can sit and say, no, I don't feel that way about it. Teaching is not that for me. So, that was a lot. But so glad to see you here. And I see those likes are going up. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. I don't even know what to talk about. What should I talk about? You've done lives before, so what's a good topic for me? I have no idea. I originally was going to film as I was doing my meal prepping and just kind of shoot from the hip about whatever I'm feeling about different things. I guess I could do that now. But I thought, y'all have seen me meal prep a ton of times before. Let me get on, let me be more interactive. But I didn't think about the part of, oh, if I limit who talks to me, it limits very much who I can interact with. But anyway, that's how that went. And that's I already said why I went ahead and did the limitations. I don't want the trolls. So let me think on my own. What else could I talk about? As part of getting to know me, I have. Oh, you've never meal prepped before? That's interesting. You know what's funny? I think I am probably about the last person on the planet who's never had Hello Fresh or Factor or any of those. I keep saying I'm going to try that. And I haven't. I have yet to try it, but yeah, meal prepping is my way just because I don't really have time. By the time I come home from work, I'm tired. I'm too exhausted to bother to cook, but that's why I do my meal prepping. Whether or not I eat every meal as it's designated, I don't know. Sometimes I get asked to dinner and I'm gonna go. I will go. And there are times too I can portion it out and freeze it, so that works for me. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh, that's a part of that menopausal stuff. I feel like a lot of the menopause symptoms that other people talk about, I don't really feel. I don't get the hot flashes so much. Or if I do, I can't tell because I've never been able to regulate my body temperature. I'm cold or I'm hot. Very seldom. Like even as I speak to you now, my fingers are cold and my toes are very cold. So usually it's my fingers, toes, butt, and nose. But my nose and butt feel kind of comfortable right now. The fingers, it's probably too much information. See, if I wasn't live, I'd be editing that out. But anywho, let me talk about something else because I will go too far. Other than teaching, I used to work at a law firm and really like that. I seriously considered being an attorney, but the hours were too long for me to raise my daughter and things like that. I would have been out of the house way too much. Teaching afforded me the same kind of schedule she had. She got spring break, I got spring break, Christmas break, and so on. So I ended up going with that. My very first major ever, though, interestingly enough, was broadcast journalism. And it hit me in a weird way. I remember walking past the TV. My mother was watching the news. And it dawned on me that as the anchors were looking, I could kind of tell they were reading something. I was like, wait a minute, they ain't got to come up with them stories themselves. I don't know why I thought they did. But it dawned on me that, well, I know how to read. I can sit there and read something on the teleprompter. And I also had a love of reading, which I already mentioned. And then I like writing. I do enjoy writing. I've written most of the papers I've ever written. I can't think of a paper that hasn't gotten an A, but most of my papers have always gotten an A. I've always gotten high praises from high school teachers. In fact, in high school, I got accused of plagiarizing. The piece was good enough. It was just a piece that I really fell into. And the teacher accused me of plagiarizing. My father had to go up there and go to bat for me and all the things. But I'm a backwards kind of writer. Like I have to write the paper. And then because you know how you always have to have an outline, I've never been able to follow an outline. Something about my attention span and outlines didn't work. But I would write the whole paper and then go back and make an outline. And I guess part of the reason the teacher thought I had cheated was because when it was time to turn in those outlines, I didn't have them. I have an outline because I hadn't written the paper yet. I didn't know what I was going to say to match. And so I ended up turning them all in at the same time. And yeah, he accused me of plagiarism. I got a F on the grade. My father was like, heck no. And I told him the truth. He said, did you write the paper? I said, yes, but I did only write it just last night. And then I wrote the outline and he went up there and went to bat for me. And so the teacher on the spot ended up giving me another assignment. And it was to write a description of an item. And me, the way this mouth is set up. So the teacher, although, you know, it wasn't really spoken about, it was kind of obvious in a way that the teacher was gay. And so my little sassy self decided I was going to write a description of lipstick, ordinary object, but I wrote about how it swiveled up. This is me in my young days, and this is why, you know, my mouth gets me in trouble. But I wrote about the swivel of the lipstick and how you press it to your lips and the temptation to put your mouth on it and do all. So it was, I'm not even going to get as descriptive as that was, but I did that. And My father even stood up for me for that. He told me he didn't like it. He didn't appreciate it. He laughed. I heard him laughing in the other room. He did not laugh in my presence. He laughed in the other room. And he was telling my mother, I don't know what we're going to do with her. I got a feeling she's going to be a problem. But here I am today, and I'm not. And I know all of my friends, they were like, you're a teacher? You want to be a teacher. As hard of a time as you used to get teachers, you want to be a teacher. And so it's ironic how that all worked out. Yeah, my father was a good guy. I miss him dearly. He's been gone 11 years now. And so weird, but just last night I had a super vivid dream about him. And I remember thinking probably about a year or so ago, I was like, I like the good positive memories, but I don't like the dreams, because for some reason when I wake up from those dreams and I have to realize all over again that he's gone all over again, it's like, dang. But the dream was so vivid and so realistic that I woke up and for like a nanosecond forgot he had passed, and it's been 11 years. That makes no sense. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that after I talk about it. But let's see, what else? Worked as an attorney. Oh, one of my most fun jobs I've ever had was waitressing. I've been a cocktail server, and I've been a server at Denny's. I also worked at a restaurant called Shoney's. I don't even think Shoney's is around anymore. I don't know, but Shoney's, I want to say the mascot of it was a bear. And I worked at Shoney's. Oh, how I loved that job. I used to be stunting on my friends while they making a little $5, $6 an hour or something. Waitressing, then it felt like you could get more money because the food wasn't as high as it is. And, it wasn't a $20 requirement. 20% requirement, but you did have to hustle. Same thing goes for cocktail serving. Now, you can make a ton of money serving up drinks because the people are drunk anyway. Smile, bend over. I used to do the whole, what is that, Playboy, how the little bunnies would bend backwards and be so cute and all. I did it all, but I enjoyed it. So that was fun. Anywho, I said I was going to get on here up until about 11-ish. You remember Shawnee's? Yeah, that used to be the bomb. And the last time I went to a Shoney's actually was in my hometown state. Well, let me preface and fix that. I'm actually born and raised here in Kansas City. My whole family, however, I'm the first person born and raised in Kansas City, I should say that. So it was a thing of every summer I would always go down to Mississippi and spend the summer with my grandmother and all of that. So with my family being so Southern, and me being the first not born in Mississippi, it feels more like Mississippi in a lot of ways is also my home state because we visited a lot. So, but anyway, what else? I forgot even why I was saying that. See that? Next time I know when I do a live, I need to have notes, and I'll be trying to read and figure out what I'm doing. Thank you so much. You're so supportive. It's okay. But let's see, what else can I talk about? Talked about my jobs, talked about what I do, a couple of movies I enjoy. I am the sixth of six children. I'm the baby of the family. I've had a few brothers, one of whom also passed away, and a couple of sisters. And the mother of one, granddaughter of one, I mentioned that. And it's looking like my granddaughter is also going to be only childish. So that's kind of ironic. In fact, my daughter says, with the way these prices are, she's looking real only childish. So we'll see. Because I kind of want more. Oh, and I bought her some cute clothes. I was down in Atlanta. Oh, do I want to be that grandmother? Yes, I do. Sorry. Let me grab these cute little clothes. Because I have yet to give them to her. But I was down in Atlanta this past weekend. I was sick, but that plane ticket and everything was already booked, so we were going on that. And look at this cute little outfit. It's like a leopard print dress, and it comes with a jacket, but inside the leopard print, it has a little pink in it. I thought that was too cute. But I'll tell you what, if they had it in a larger size, we'd have a me and me moment. And then I got this little vegan friendly dress. Isn't that what they call it? We used to call it pleather, but whatever. And then a little trio of dresses. This one has a little bear on it and pockets. When they start putting pockets in kids' clothes. This one is black with a bow on the front. I thought this was cute. Dropping stuff now. Bought a little two-piece. She loves Minnie Mouse. So she's got that. What I love about my granddaughter is, though, she loves Minnie Mouse. She loves dump trucks. She loves dinosaurs. Like, she's She's very eclectic. And then another leopard print. Can you tell I like leopard? So we'll see if she likes it too. A little reversible vest. I thought this was too stinking cute. On this side, and then on the other side, it's just a little soft plush pink. Loving that. And then the last one I got is more of a hot pink. The camera's washing it out. I even tried to turn the light on because I felt washed out. But it has little pink hearts on there as well. Went shopping for myself, couldn't find anything. But let me tell you what I did discover about Atlanta. Everybody from Kansas City is in Atlanta. What do I mean by that? Good question. I'm glad you asked. So I go to a couple of restaurants, one of which was Chipotle. As soon as I touched down, I was like, let me grab a little bit of Chipotle. Let's see. You're the oldest of 6. Oh, okay. 3 girls. Oh, okay. Y'all are divided just like us. But anyway, I go to Chipotle, and when I'm getting ready to pay, the way my wallet is set up, on the outside of it, you can kind of see my driver's license. I open it up, get my credit card out. All right, cool. That's for my convenience. So as I'm reaching in there, he said, oh, you from Missouri, huh? I said, yeah, I sure am. He said, me too. I said, really? What part of Missouri? And I'm noticing he's standing behind a little cup that says TIPS on it. Now, remember, I respect the hustle. So, okay, you from Missouri. Now, obviously, I'm Black. Ain't a whole lot of Black cities in Missouri. We got Kansas City and St. Louis. So you about 50-50 on that. And he said, oh, I'm from Kansas City. Really? I said, the actual city of Kansas City or one of the suburbs? The city. Of course you are. Of course you are. Listen, I went ahead and gave him a tip because I was going to give him a tip anyway. I then go to another restaurant. Can't even remember what the name of it was because I'm not familiar with Atlanta. Well, what do you know? As they stood by a jar that said tips, they were also from Kansas City. Yeah, okay. All right. So I said, I'm trying not to feel like what they say is true, but it is kind of looking like Atlanta might have a couple, 2, 3 scammers. By the time I finished this weekend trip, I ran into 5, FIVE, 5 people who amazingly were from Kansas City. Every time I was just so surprised and just, oh, hey, neighbor. Hey, okay. I was going to tip anyway. Now, when I went to other restaurants and the people weren't from Kansas City, I went to a place, I think it was called Southern Fire. And the bartender said, oh, you're not from here? I said, no. He said, where are you from? I said, you first. Where are you from? And he ended up being from Detroit. So I was like, all right, that's one of the first honest answers I got. But Atlanta also has a thing where you look at your receipt and you'll find, oh, wait, what is this? Gratuity. Gratuity already built in to the tune of 18 or 20%. And the thing I don't like about that, because remember, I always tip anyway. I've tipped more than 20% on occasion. But what I don't like about it is I feel like they don't even hustle. Like some of the service is not very friendly, and why should they bother? Because they already got their tip up front. But anyway, yeah, what a small world. That's what I said. What a small, all y'all from Kansas City. But ironically enough, I went to, was it the Galleria Mall? And as soon as I walked in, I saw a lot of Chiefs gear. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I was wrong about 1 or 2 of them. But 5, no, I wasn't wrong about no 5 of them. I don't believe that for a second. But anyway, it is 10:58 now, almost 11. So it's time for me to get ready for brunch. I just kind of wanted to drop in, give my hand or give a try to going live and see what this is all about for a second. I appreciate you so much for coming in. No, I don't like it at all when they add the gratuity. It's cheating. That's what it really is. That ain't right. But anyway, you want to add the gratuity, go ahead and add your payment for me. I don't need to pay. You got the gratuity. You got everything figured out. You pay it. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for sitting with me as I rambled and chased every squirrel in my house. Like, there go another one. But anyway, I appreciate you. And to all my new subscribers, thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed and you want to participate in the next live, I'd appreciate it because I don't know what I'm going to talk about and you might help me. Please do that. Don't forget to hit the like button before you head out. And with that, I'll bid you adieu. Thank you and take care.